Hello. I want to begin by thanking everyone who has been listening to the More Than This podcast for the entire first season. I feel like I have come a long way, that the podcast has meant so much to me, and I have learned a lot, so much. When I was thinking about what I wanted the podcast to be about a year ago, and where it's at today, I'll say mission accomplished. I did have the idea that I wanted it to have a theme song and be professionally produced. And I spent a lot of time last summer working on that. And it just wasn't coming together. It didn't feel right. I found a great producer, and there were just all these complications. I found a great song. There were all these complications. I mean, I had the rights to the song. Anyway, there was all these complications. And finally, I said, there are the difficult things that we need to do when it's really hard, yet there is a sense of rightness embedded in it. And then it's really hard, and this doesn't feel right. It feels too much. It's overwhelming. I don't feel safe. And that's where I was at with trying to have this professionally produced podcast. And I was really thinking like I needed to have it that way in order to kind of enter the podcast format in a way that would be taken seriously. And then I just decided, no, fuck that. I'm going to do it the best I can. It's just me here doing these episodes. I'm going to record them. They're going to be one takes, mostly unedited, and that is what I'm capable of offering. Along the way, my dear friend and collaborator, Angela Natividad, stepped up in a very natural way. There was no grand design, that her and I just started doing classes together in my school, the Covina Institute, and they just naturally have evolved into episodes of the podcast. Our plan is to continue to collaborate when we come back in the fall. In the meantime, I just wish you a wonderful season of renewal, that you'll find that sense of meaning and of knowing that you are so much greater than anything you're going through, your trauma, your past, your current situation, whatever that is. You are so much greater than that, and that you can get through it, and you will get through it, and that there will be a day when you look back and say, yeah, I was that then, and now I became so much more. And also that you really just open up to the creativity, the curiosity, the wonders of the deeper world, that we are so much more than what is kind of like scripted for us, that is supposed to be our lives. Like, there is a deep world of dreams and magic and ritual and meditation, and most importantly, the imagination. And we can connect through our intuition to these things, and also through art and mythology and folklore and popular media, and of course, music. There are so many ways that we can learn that we are so much more than this. So thanks so much for listening. We don't have a grand design for when we come back for season 2 of More Than This in the fall. I'm considering talking about historical women who were mystics, holy women, saints, rebels, witches, innovators, and contextualizing that in my approach at the crossroads of modern life in the deeper world. And I'm finishing up my next book, Entering Hecate's Cave, which is a deep exploration of the journey to wholeness, by releasing, retrieving, and then rebirth. It's very psychological, built around 3 rituals, and I also suggest a stone for each lesson in the book to connect. So it's a really beautiful book. I'm super excited about it. You can also find me on a panel as part of Moon Books annual conference called MoonCon on July 3rd, and later near the end of August. I'll also be speaking at a conference. I'm doing 2 talks at that conference. So you can find out more details about those things by joining the newsletter. Go to keepinnerkeys.com and sign up. And as always, hail Hecate.